Hey y'all, what's up? So we're going to go over a little bit more evidence, but this time, as you can see, it's from some top authorities, aka Blavatsky and Albert Pike, the two most famous, and Manly P. Hall, the three most famous esoteric occultists of all time, and Freemasons. Well, the guys were. I don't know. She knew Freemasons, she just wasn't one because she was a girl or something weird sexist thing that these Masons have. But anyway, you can see Albert Pike says the true name of God, the Kabbalists say, is Yahweh, God in reverse. And we'll get to what that looks like at the end. It's pretty amazing. For Satan is not a black god, but a negation of God. For initiates, this is not a person, but a force. Then he says to conceive of God, the Kabbalah imagined him to be a most occult light. Okay, this cool guy talks about him. I actually don't even know his name, but I messaged, or I put a comment on the video to ask. Manly P. Hall says, when the Mason learns that the key to the warrior on the block is the proper application of the dynamo of the living power, he has learned the mastery of his craft. The seething energies of Lucifer are in his hands, and before he may step onward and upward, he must prove his ability to properly apply energy. So, as I've said before, the Masons secretly worship Yahweh, Satan, but you don't know that until you're like the 30th degree, so you're screwed. And this guy actually mentions that. And now, Madame Blavatsky says, the devil is now called darkness by the church, whereas in the Bible, he's called the Son of God. The bright star in the early morning, Lucifer, see Isaiah. In the book of Job, it mentions Son of God. There's a whole philosophy of dogmatic craft, and the reason why the first archangel who sprang from the depths of chaos was called Lux, Lucifer, the luminous son of the morning, or Manvantaric dawn. He is transformed by the church into Lucifer or Satan because he is higher and older than Jehovah and had to be sacrificed to the new dogma. I mean, yeah, she goes into some crazy stuff. She also says Jehovah, esoterically as Elohim, is also the serpent or dragon that tempted Eve. That's what we've been saying. And the dragon is an old glyph for astral light, primordial principle, which is the wisdom of chaos. Now, in my beliefs, of course, Elohim is the good God in Genesis 1. Then Yahweh came out of nowhere in 2:4, started messing things up. Okay. Now we see Blavatsky talking about once the key to Genesis is in our hands, it's a scientific and symbolic Kabbalah which unveils the secret. The great serpent of the Garden of Eden and the Lord God are identical, and so are Jehovah and Cain one. That Cain, who is referred to in theology, is the murderer and the liar to God. So yeah, Cain is an archetype of Satan, of course. Jehovah tempts the king of Israel to number the people, and Satan tempts him to do the same thing in another place. That's talking about 1 Chronicles 21 and 2 Samuel 24, which we've gone into. Jehovah turns into the fiery serpents to bite those he is displeased with, and Jehovah informs the brazen serpent that heals him. These short and seemingly contradictory statements in the Old Testament, contradictory because the two powers are separated instead of being regarded as the two faces of one and the same thing, are the secret doctrine. Do y'all hear this? She's literally giving the secret away. That is the secret doctrine, that these people secretly worship the Lucifer beast instead of Jesus' loving true Father. The appellation Satan in Hebrew, Satan, an adversary, from the verb shatana, to be adverse, to persecute, belongs by right to the first and cruelest adversary of all the other gods, Jehovah, not to the serpent, which spoke only words of sympathy and wisdom and is at the worst even in the dogma the adversary of men. She finishes up, therefore Jehovah was called by the Gnostics the creator of and one with Aphiomorphos, the serpent, Satan, or evil. So yeah, the Gnostics know Jehovah is the bad God who runs this world. The New Testament says the devil is the prince of this world, And Jehovah, the Jews were following it the whole time on accident too. Let's see. Okay, now we got to the sprig of acacia by a 32nd degree Mason says the promise of the acacia is immortality. It is intended to remind us by its unchanging nature as evergreen of the spiritual part of man, that emulation of the supreme architect of the universe, who has promised that we shall never, never die. Okay, the supreme architect is the God of the Masons, And to promise immortality is exactly what the serpent did. Okay, it's those same archetypes he's talking about. All right, Albert Pike again in Morals and Dogma. He says, the deity of the Old Testament is everywhere represented as the direct author of evil, commissioning evil and lying spirits to men, hardening the heart of Pharaoh, visiting the iniquity of the individual sinner on the whole people, the rude conception of sternness predominating over mercy in the deity can alone account for the human sacrifices purposed, if not executed, by Abraham and Jephthah. So yeah, he's saying he's evil. Okay, well, you're going to worship him, so I don't know why you're still doing that. Manly P. Hall says, I promise the great spirit Lucifer, Lucifuge. It's another way to talk about him. It's just kind of saying these Masons worship the devil, no biggie. Who then is allowed to know the truth about Masonry? This is crazy. This is what Albert Pike said to the head of the Order of the Illuminati in 1870. We must create a super right which will remain unknown, to which we will call those Masons of high degree, 30th and above, whom we shall select. With regards to our brothers in Masonry, these men must be pledged to the strictest secrecy. Through the supreme right, we will govern all Freemasonry, which will become the one international center, the more powerful because its direction will be unknown. How creepy is that? He's literally saying we're going to lie to our brothers. We're going to make secrets and have them be sworn to secrecy. And then when you become a Shriner Mason, you put your hand on a Quran, not the Bible. Say your praise to Allah, which is kind of weird, And Allah, we're getting somewhere with that. Okay, so the true name of God, here's the big reveal, is the true name of Satan is God, Yahweh, backwards. So let's do that. Yud He Vav He. Reverse it. Turn it upside down. Press it together. It's Arabic for Allah. Ta-da. I love stuff like this, man. Ooh, it's nice. So yeah, the Masons do this, and Lucifer likes it too. It's all about a mask, and that's why the clown, Satan, its character is all everywhere too. Like in Jay-Z's music video, on to the next one, it has a clown because it's symbolizing Satan using all these people and putting them on as masks, okay? Using their face as a new idol. So yeah, Yahweh is Satan once again. Good video. Yeah, and I got the Blavatsky book, The Secret Doctrine, for like $3, but it's like 1,000 pages for $3, of course. So yeah, of course I searched it for Jehovah. There was like 300 entries, so I just saw a couple of them and obviously saw parts of the quotes that he mentioned. Really cool. Talking about how the Gnostics, like Valentinus, knew this stuff. The early church fathers try to suppress it. Interesting. Serpent of the Garden of Eden and the Lord God are identical. This is Blavatsky's Secret Doctrine. It's pretty crazy. Jehovah tempts the people. Yeah, we read that stuff. And then Jehovah becomes Saturn and Saturn worship, and then it's moon worship. It's multiple different things, y'all. It was a convenient screen, unified by the folding of its many panels, adopted as a substitute. One name of the individual Sephira. Okay, and the Tetragrammaton. So yeah, you never know until you look. Seek and you shall find. Or you can just twiddle your thumbs and never find anything. Which I'm about to do right now because I just found this. Okay, time to get some lunch. Later.